Hello everyone, welcome back to a brand new video on our channel. Today I'll present to you the city of love, Paris, the capital of France. Paris is the capital and most populous city of France, with an estimated population of 2,175,601 residents as of 2018. In an area of more than 105 square kilometers. Since the 17th century, Paris has been one of Europe's major centers of finance, diplomacy. The economy of the city of Paris is based largely on services and commerce of the 390,480 enterprises in the city. 80.6% are engaged in commerce, transportation and diverse services, 6.5% in construction and just 3.8% in industry. The story is similar in the paʁi region, Île-de-France. 76.7% of enterprises are engaged in commerce and services and 3.4% in industry. At the 2012 census, 59.5% of jobs in the Paris region were in market services, 12% in wholesale and retail trade, 9.7% in professional, scientific and technical services, 6.5% in information and communication, 6.5% too in transportation and warehousing, 5.9% in finance and insurance, 5.8% in administrative and support services, 4.6% in accommodation and food services, and 8.5% in various other market services. Greater Paris, comprising Paris and its three surrounding departments, received 38 million visitors in 2019, a record measured by hotel arrivals. 2018, measured by the Euromonitor Global Cities Destination Index, Paris was the second busiest airline destination in the world, with 19.10 million visitors, behind Bangkok, 22.78 million, but ahead of London, 19.09 million. According to the Paris Convention and Visitors Bureau, 393,008 workers in Greater Paris, or 12.4% of the total workforce, are engaged in tourism-related sectors such as hotel, catering, transport and leisure. The city's top cultural attraction in 2019 was the Basilica of Sacré-Cœur, with 11 million visitors, followed by the Louvre, 9.6 million visitors, the Eiffel Tower, 6.1 million visitors, the Centre Pompidou, 3.5 million visitors, and the Musée d'Orsay, 3.3. The center of Paris contains the most visited monuments in the city, including the Notre Dame Cathedral, now closed for restoration, and the Louvre, as well as the Sainte-Chapelle, Les Invalides, where the tomb of Napoleon is located, and the Eiffel Tower are located on the left bank southwest of the center. The Pantheon and the Catacombs of Paris are also located on the left bank of the Seine. The banks of the Seine, from the Pont de Sully to the Pont d'Iéna, have been listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1991. Other landmarks are laid out to east to west, along the historical axis of Paris, which runs from the Louvre through the Tuileries Garden, the Luxor Column in Place de la Concorde, and the Arc de Triomphe to the Grand Arch of La Défense. Several other much-visited landmarks are located in the suburb of Paris. The Basilica of Saint-Denis in Saint-Denis is the birthplace of the Gothic style of architecture and the royal necropolis of French kings and queens. The Paris region hosts 3 other UNESCO heritage sites: the Palace of Versailles in the west, the Palace of Fontainebleau in the south, and the medieval Pheasants for Provence in the east. In the Paris region, Disneyland Paris in Marne-la-Vallée, 32 kilometers away, or 20 miles in America, east of the center of Paris, received 9.66 million visitors in 2017. In 2019, the Greater Paris had 2,056 hotels, including 94 five-star hotels, with a total of 121,646 rooms. Paris has long been famous for its Grand Hotel. The Hotel Meurice, opened for British travelers in 1817, was one of the first luxury hotels in Paris. The arrival of the railways in the Paris Exposition of 1855 brought the first flood of tourists and the first modern grand hotels. The Hôtel du Louvre, now an antiques marketplace, in 1855, the Grand Hôtel, now Intercontinental Paris Le Grand Hôtel, in 1862, and the Hôtel Continental in 1878. The Hôtel Ritz on Place Vendôme opened in 1898. Followed by the Hôtel Crillon, is an 18th century building on the Place de la Concorde in 1909. The Hôtel Bistro on the Rue du Faubourg Saint-Honoré in 1925, and the Hôtel Georges V. For centuries, Paris has attracted artists from around the world who arrive in the city to educate themselves and to seek inspiration from the vast pool of artistic resources and galleries. As a result, Paris has acquired a reputation as the city of art. Italian artists were a profound influence on the development of art in Paris in the 16th and 17th centuries, particularly in sculpture and reliefs. Painting and sculpture became the pride of the French monarchy, and the French royal family commissioned many Parisian artists to adorn the palace. The Louvre received 9.6 million visitors in 2019. As you may see, Paris accommodates a tons of visitors. They've got theaters, museums, parks, amusement parks, the monuments, the Arc de la Triomphe, and obviously the Eiffel Tower. There's even a bridge with the love locks, where you get with your loved one a lock that you will lock for your entirety of life. It's also a metaphor saying that your love is eternal. I hope you enjoyed this video. This took a long time to make, so I hope that you subscribe, like, and press that bell icon without forgetting to share it with your friends. Thank you very much, and we'll see you soon on our next video. Commerce, fashion, science and arts. The city of Paris is the center and seat of government of the Île-de-France, or Paris Region, which has an estimated official 2017 population of 2,174,880 population, or about 18% of the population of France. The Paris region had a GDP of 709 billion euro. It's estimated to be $808 billion in 2007. According to the Economist Intelligence Unit Worldwide Cost of Living Survey in 2018, Paris was the second most expensive city in the world after Singapore and ahead of Zurich, Hong Kong, Oslo and Geneva. Another source ranked Paris as most expensive, on a par with Singapore and Hong Kong in 2018. Paris is a major railway, highway and air transport hub, served by two international airports, Paris Charles de Gaulle, the second busiest airport in Europe, and Paris Orly. Opened in 1900, the city's subway system, the Paris Metro, serves 5.23 million passengers daily. It's the second busiest metro system in Europe after the Moscow Metro. Gare du Nord is the 24th busiest railway station in the world, but the first located outside Japan with 262 million passengers in 2015. Paris is especially known for its magnificent museums and architectural landmarks. The Louvre was the most visited art museum in the world in 2019, with 9.6 million visitors. However, the number of visitors plunged by 72% to 2.7 million visitors in 2020, due to the COVID virus and the drop in the number of foreign visitors. The Musée d'Orsay, Musée Marmottan, Monet, and Musée de l'Orangerie are noted for the collections of French Impressionist art. The Pompidou Centre Musée National d'Art Moderne has the largest collection of modern and contemporary art in Europe. The Musée Rodin and Musée Picasso exhibit the works of two noted Parisians. The historical district along the Seine in the city centre is classified as a UNESCO heritage site, and popular landmarks there included the Cathedral of Notre-Dame de Paris on the Île-de-la-Cité, now closed for the renovation after the 15 April 2019 fire. Other popular tourist sites include the Gothic Royal Chapelle of Saint-Chapelle, also on the Île-de-la-Cité. The Eiffel Tower, constructed for the Paris Universal Exposition of 1889, the Grand Palais and Petit Palais, built for the Paris Universal Exposition of 1900, the Arc de Triomphe on the Champs-Élysées, and the Basilica of Sacré-Cœur on the hill of Montmartre. Paris received 38 million visitors in 2019, measured by hotel stays, with the largest number of foreign visitors coming from the United States, the United Kingdom, Germany, and finally China. It was ranked as the second most visited travel destination in the world in 2019, after Bangkok and just ahead of London. The football club Paris Saint-Germain and the rugby union club Stade Français are based in Paris. The 80,000-seat Stade de France, built for the 1998 FIFA World Cup, is located just north of Paris in the neighboring commune of Saint-Denis. Paris hosts the annual French Open Grand Slam tennis tournament on the red clay of Roland Garros. The city hosted the Olympic Games in 1900, 1924, and will host the 2024 Summer Olympics, the 1938 and 1998 FIFA World Cups, the 2007 Rugby World Cup, as well as the 1960, 1984, and 2016 UEFA European Championships were also held in the city. Every July, the Tour de France bicycle race finishes on the Avenue des Champs-Élysées in Paris. The ancient oppidum that corresponds to the modern city of Paris was first mentioned in the mid-1st century BC by Julius Caesar as Lutetium Parisorium, Lutetia of the Parisi, and is later attested as Parisian in the 5th century before Jesus Christ. Then as Paris in 1265, during the Roman period, it was commonly known as Lutetia or Lutetia in Latin, and as Leucotaexia in Greek, which is interpreted as either stemming from the Celtic root, leucot, mouse, or from luto, marsh, swamp, depending on whether the Latin or Greek form is the closest to the original Celtic name.